Hello, friends. What's up? PA checking in. What's going on? Hope everybody is well. Running late like usual. Been trying to clean up the shop and the man cave. Got some tales to go through from New Year's Day. See what we got in the house. Had BC Treasures in here. Donna was in. Chew. What's up? Aqua Donkey. Richard. A3 Sky Warrior. Swamp Dog. What's up? How you doing, brother? James Culver. What's going on, bro? Terry Curry. Hope everybody's well. Got some bigs. Some mediums, and some fines. Don't expect to find any nuggets out of these bigs. Miss Donna's back in the house. Link's pinned at the top of the page if anybody wants to come on up. Adrienne, what's going on? Joseph Knowlton. Yeah, I need me a hog pan, man. I like them things. They don't make them anymore. I was looking around today for a used one. No luck. Would be nice to get a hold of one of them. Shannon Dalton, what's going on, brother? James Culver, my brother. Zach, my other brother. I was just going through the shop today, cleaning up a little bit. I had some water in my bin, man. It was frozen solid. Had to chip all the ice out of there and clean it up, dump it out. It's supposed to be in the 50s by this weekend. Zach likes the 50s. Shannon. Let me see. I think I know what it is. Let's go, Brandon. Mark Miller stopping in. What's up, Mark? Hope all's well. Got a guess. See who it is. I'm Zach. And wants to come on up. What's up, Zach?
What's up, Pierre? I hate seeing people up there talking to themselves.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Where's your hat, man?
It's up on top of my shelf here.
The flat bill hat.
Do what?
The flat bill hat.
Hey, he likes them flat, so we got to put a flat one up there.
Yeah. How's that desert treating you out there?
It's not bad. I kind of think the world's coming to an end, honestly. No, you laugh now. Dude, water was falling from the sky.
Water?
Yeah, water. That shit's not normal, dude. I spent the day building an ark.
Took Noah 120 years to build that ark, dude.
Well, one nail at a time, but I'm telling you what, water falling from the sky ain't right.
Your grass is going to turn green, dude.
What grass, man? My yard is so devoid of grass. It is reverting back to its natural habitat. Knocking down freaking sage bushes. No grass at all. When all that drought crap they were telling us we were in, they raised our water bills. They didn't tell us we couldn't have grass, but they made it to where it just wasn't ideal. And then we're trying to do our part. We live in the desert, so basically 95% of the town let their grass die, and nobody's brought it back. So most of our town is just no grass. It's just dirt yards anymore. Dirt. Some people do the rock and landscape and fake grass and that sort of things, but you can look at it. You can look at like the Google Street views of my house when I bought it and my whole street versus what it looks like now. It just looks like trash. That's all right though. You want to know what the benefit of that is?
What's that?
Ain't no lawnmower taking up space in my garage.
I hear you. Flying arrows in the house. Jarrett, researchers in here.
Yeah, Swamp. We just got tumbleweeds. I actually dodged a tumbleweed on a test drive today. Hello, Tri Valley. Yeah, I mean, it's not really kosher to try and live in a desert and have green lawns. You got to water the crap out of it every single day, sometimes twice a day. So, I mean, realistically, the green lawns of the 50s they're not really sustainable. But, I mean, per capita, we're not overusing our water. The bigger cities are taking our water. Culver says tumbleweeds unreal. Hey, it's Rock Butcher, the most Arizona Arizonan man in Canada.
Rock Butcher's in the house. What's up, Rock?
Yeah, he just pulled in. Give him 2 seconds.
Sure. Nothing in the bigs. Didn't expect anything.
Yeah, Rock Butcher, you got
medium-sized.
more rain coming. We're supposed to. You're probably getting our storm that just passed. You'll probably get it tonight or so, and then tonight we're getting another one. So you'll probably be rained out till like Wednesday.
Big Texas prospector in the house.
Tex, hello.
What's up, George? Florida Storm Chasing. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Aqua Donkey. Was watching Aaron today from Gold is Where You Find It. Used to be rookie prospector.
Yeah.
And he had one of them old gold hog pans. A hog pan,
Yeah.
with the grizzly classifiers in it. I've been trying to find one of them, man. He
You've been
was
trying
doing
to
all
find
right.
one?
Yeah, they don't make them no more. I was looking around the old used equipment sites, stuff like that. Not having any luck.
What do they look like?
Um, Kind of like a V-shaped square box, you know what I mean? Flared out, and then there's a grizzly bar in the bottom with some gold hog matting underneath it. Really nice pen.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for them right now.
Yeah, they were made by
Oh,
Gold Hog.
it's a big, tall V-looking thing.
Yep.
Kind of looks like a ore hopper or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You only find them on used site. They have the flow pan now, which
Yeah,
replaced that.
Yeah, I see the flow pan. That kind of looks
That,
like the vaguely similar to the trap.
yeah, that's $79 or $89, and then that's another $79 or $89 to get the conversion kit to make it almost like a flow pan, like the hog pan. So it's all, like almost $200, and it
I have
doesn't work as well as the other one.
I have no doubt that all the stuff works a little different than all the others, but I don't see the point in buying it all. You can do just as I can pan just about as good with the $10 Amazon pan as I can with a snakeskin pan or a finishing pan or any of those. The finishing pan is a little bit easier, but I just don't see the buying all the equipment that you don't necessarily have to have unless there's a specific purpose.
Right.
There is a site, hogpan.com. Yeah, go to goldhogpan.com. Oh, it just changes you over to the flow pan.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't. Once I got stuff that works good enough, I'm not actually out there prospecting trying to move.
Yeah, it's for moving a lot of dirt
Yeah,
in like pan only
only
type
situation.
places. Yeah, where you can't use any equipment. You can go through a 5-gallon bucket in like 2 minutes.
Nice. Well, you're gonna have to break out the metal brake and build one.
All right. I was just looking at a metal brake today at Harbor Freight. $329 for a 3-foot brake. I think it'll work.
I mean, you could get inventive and build one. All you're looking for is 90-degree angles to bend on. You could use a piece of angle iron and you could build one way cheaper than buying one. But yeah, the Harbor Freight one would work.
I thought
The
I
other
saw a
one,
wrench there.
the other one that might even be easier for you, if you can get the measurements you want, any HVAC shop can bend that up for you in seconds.
Somebody's trying to come in under wrenches. channel, but it just
Doesn't,
says J on it.
doesn't wrench have keys?
Wrench has keys. It's not wrench.
Yeah.
It's probably the mad porn bomber.
Make some, Aqua. Yeah, I don't get it either. I've seen a whole lot more of the porn bombers in the gold community than I have in a lot of other places. You almost never try to see them get on in the metal detectors or magnet fishers.
Yeah, I think it's some members in the gold community myself.
Yeah, somebody might be trolling you.
Yep. Need to
Yeah,
find something better to do with their life.
yeah, Aqua, you had to be here the night PA got hit. It was pure shock. So you managed to get anything done today? Or you guys all frozen over?
Thanks, Florida. We're coming out of the thaw now. It was 15 degrees all week. 10 degrees, 9 degrees at night. I was saying earlier that my water bin in my shop froze solid. Like I had to thaw it out to get the pump out of it.
I couldn't do it, or I wouldn't do it. Rock Butcher says he'll come up if you don't mind. He's drinking a little bit. Yeah, I did one job this morning and then basically relaxed the rest of the day. Half day off.
I hope you're doing well, Zach.
I am.
That's good, brother.
I mean, for starting in December, I don't think I'm gonna have any problems. Oh, there's the real wrench in chat now.
Yep.
Yes, outdoor Wally. I had to stop that shorts thing though. It might come back, but in its current arrangement, I can't. I'm not wasting my time on YouTube.
He's still there too. The porn bomber is still there.
You can't completely throw them out.
I don't even want to click. I don't even want to click them.
Hey, it's me. What's up?
Oh, there's wrench.
It's me. I'm just eating. Yeah.
Rock, wave, rock.
You know the rules.
I remember that face.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
He was there and he was going. What's going on, Rock Butcher?
I think.
You want to do it? You want me to do it?
I think
Yeah.
I just booted him.
There I was, gone. How's it going today, guys?
Is that a suntan on a Canadian in January?
Oh my goodness. We've been so lucky, you know, the with the exception of that one blizzard we had one day, it's all been sunny days, beautiful sunny days, and out there drilling and getting her done. And then today, yeah, we just got it wasn't a huge shower, and then it was just a steady, slow, drizzling, drenching rain, you know, that's good for soaking the ground. So
Those are good to get, but really out here, if you want to get, you want the gully washers to get the new material around. If you are going to be out
yeah, we don't when we're out there with heavy equipment, we don't want the gully washer rains.
hello, Bill. No, people talk about flash floods, and people from those vegetated terrains don't know anything about a flash flood.
Yeah,
It's really neat to watch a dry wash that poses no threat to you turn into a 2 or 3 foot deep rapid that will kill you in no time flat.
I know.
And then you give it a half an hour and it's right back to
And it's bone dry again.
a wash.
Yeah, I saw that in Africa. I saw it in South America as well, and yeah, it's deadly. I had my Toyota Model 50 hung up in one of those washes. It was just the perfect width that when I went down and I came up, my back bumper caught on a rock and my front bumper caught on a rock, and it kind of like my truck was hung up, but I had to get out and dig it out. And it was in the rainy season, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have to get out of here now," you know. And yeah, that was a scary time for me, man. I didn't have a winch on the front, but
No.
I dug it out enough that I could get it out. And
Winches in the desert are
not good, because otherwise the truck was going to end up, a mile downstream.
That wouldn't have been good.
No.
It depends on how many mile walk he had, but it would have sucked regardless.
Yeah. What's this dirt you're panning there, PA?
This is New Year's Day stuff that I was sluicing at the Lucky Strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last video you premiered, that should be some good stuff. You moved a lot of material.
Yeah.
I went over and watched that show. PA took out. He put a hurting on the bank.
I'm just glad it was wet, because usually you can't dig on the bank. They get mad down there when you do that. And I was just happy that the water was still up a little bit, and was able to get to it. So. And I was using dowsing rods, and they were crossing right at that tree, man. So I'm hoping there was something under there.
Hope you were thinking about gold. It might have been crossing for the water.
Right.
Outlaw, hello.
Jeff, what's up, brother? Zed's in the house too.
So what winter would you prefer, Rock Butcher? Your nice and frozen Canadian winter, or the desert Southwest where the weather changes every day?
Yeah, it's sometimes it's easier just to deal with steady cold than it is to deal with what the heck are we going to get today.
The one that messes with me is when you wake up and it's 20 or 28, and so you try and dress for it, but by noon or 2 o'clock, it's 60.
Taking your clothes off.
Yeah.
So you never fully acclimate to just being cold. You're in a perpetual cycle of taking clothes off, putting clothes on, and just suffering.
Yeah. Well, I got my lumber jacket, like my big, heavy, thick fleece jacket, and I'll put that on in the morning for the drive out there. And then by the time I get there, because it's about a 45-minute drive to site from here, and by the time I get there, it's warmed up enough I could just take it off and leave it in the truck. So,
hello, Pike. 907 Pike.
907. What's going on, brother? How are you? Appreciate you stopping by.
What's up, James?
Hi, guys.
Yeah, Shannon, that's right. Layers is the thing.
Yep. It's like that when I go down North Carolina. It's like 20 in the morning, and it's 50 degrees by lunchtime.
Quit swinging around the TV. Come on. The boy wants to show off his sickle he made.
So they had a big flood the week before I was there down at Lucky Strike.
Look at that.
And hoping to catch some.
I just made it.
Hoping to catch some of that flood gold.
That's pretty cool, bud.
I just finished painting it. I built like the this part and this part yesterday, and I just got done painting it.
Cool, man.
It looks good, man. What is that for a prop or a costume, or why you make it?
I thought like it was a design from a game.
For a game.
And I really wanted to make it, so.
Good, looks good.
Maybe we'll make one out of steel in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I have to get a few more muscles on you before you make one out of steel, because that'd weigh a lot. Eat your Wheaties.
See, Culver, we got to get him into sluices and get him to enjoy making sluices with the break. And while you're at work all day, he can just be pumping out those sluices, and you'll just sell them for him.
You want to make some sluice boxes?
That'll be fun.
You weld, Culver?
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, good. I mean, TIG and all that.
I can make TIG, gas weld, stainless steel, aluminum, whatever
There
you
you
need.
go. Just like PA was talking about earlier. I don't know if you were here. He was talking about the Gold Hog gold pan. If you're any good at welding, there's an extra side activity, because I'm sure you don't have enough already.
Speaking of which, I went and looked at that little kit car I was showing you.
Oh yeah.
And it actually has a 12-volt motor, but it was originally a 6-volt system.
Yeah.
And she's got the 6-volt motor in a box with it too. But I'm probably going to end up dragging that thing in the garage and start working on it. No, it's a kit car, but his size.
That'll take a little time.
Are you gonna buy it?
No. It's for a customer.
You could help me make it.
Maybe.
Right?
I think we're going to do some panel. You might want to help pick out some of the stuff that's in this bag.
We got Autism Mary in the house.
Mary.
She's talking about old people there, Zach, so she must be talking about you.
Are you kidding? Mary was born in 1865. We caught her on panel saying it one night. She's the only one who's crossed 2 centuries. No, I'm serious. She was back when she was a youngster of about 50 or 60. It was still legal to try and push kids in the oven, and that's how she got her. That's how she got her reputation.
Hey, Mary, how about them 49ers?
Now we're up.
Yeah, I think
The 49ers are doing pretty good this
Yeah,
year.
we're all used to eating chicken with rice for dinner, and Mary likes Jimmy with rice.
Kansas City won against the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been doing pretty good this year.
and get another pan.
Remy's in the house. Hello, Whipple.
Remy.
Marcus.
We have that other little.
Hello, Tommy Temper.
What we find in there first.
So what did Rich do all day? You work as usual?
Me? No, I had nothing today.
When are we going to
I
start
slept
getting
in again.
fixing the Denali?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the diesel out of the backyard, do the head gasket on the one side, and an injector. It's a lot easier than building the motor.
Nice.
There's a little piece in there.
Besides, I don't want to drive the caddy in the snow.
I mean, have you bore scoped the cylinder? Make sure the cylinder's not wiped out on that one.
On what, the
The
truck?
Duramax.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm just gonna pull the head. It's on the same cylinder. Or yeah, same bank as the bad head gasket.
Oh.
So I'll find out one way or the other.
Duramaxes are a chore.
I can't complain. I really haven't done much to it.
You do what?
I haven't done much to it since all the work got done to it.
No, I'm saying the Duramax heads are a chore.
Oh.
30 hours.
No, it's the passenger side, so it's the easy one. I don't have to lift the cab.
Yeah.
I'll grab another pan.
Good
It's
fun.
the first year,
Hi, TJ.
2001. The biggest thing is pulling the secondary turbo off.
Jesus, it's cold out here already.
I agree, PA, man. It is subarctic down here. It's only 56.
It's like
21
20,
here.
20, 27, 26 here.
It's wintertime, man. You need to be on that porch. For the sun.
Cheese and crackers. What a meal. You're cold as fake. Another storm moving east. Great.
I had enough of that snow stuff, dude. That's enough.
You guys back to using that tired old code word?
Snow.
Snow's fake.
Yeah, Zaxon, I'm just looking at the weather here. It's supposed to start raining again tonight, 10 o'clock till about midnight. That might be the second one you got.
No, our second one is it comes in tomorrow.
Oh, they're calling for, it's only a 50% chance starting 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm 90% tomorrow. So steady rain in the morning, showers all afternoon. I'm 90%. So you guys won't get that one until Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, that's good because we're out of the field by 5 anyway. So
Looks like you got most of it.
I'm going to.
You sound
that'll work.
Mary, you still holding the grudge? Come on, this isn't 1902. You just got to get over it. It's 2024.
What's she on about now?
Oh, nothing.
Mark made it above zero there. It's plus 17 there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the persuasion if the temperature has a negative in front of it, that means humans not woke.
Yeah, it was brutal back home. It was this past week. It was
Mega dog.
really, really cold, and we had a friend of ours drive the girls to school in the morning because my wife is back at college now, so she 2 days a week she's got to be there for like 7:30 in the morning, and can't drive the girls to high school. So my son doesn't matter; he just bundles up. It's 150 yards to school, but the girls have got to walk a long way to high school. So when it's minus 20, that's not cool.
Now when they were telling you it was minus 20 over there, were you sitting by the side of the pool having a beer, telling them?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's terrible. I feel real bad for you. How about Foss?
I bet you they mad at you, Rock.
They're all saying, I wish we could be there with you. I'm like, come on down. I'll drive up to Tucson and pick you up. It's only an hour away.
Rock's over there sending them pictures of the sunset and the bright skies.
Mary said you're all fake ass, Zach.
I saw her.
like on the think that could be effective.
Yeah. All making sure it's polished.
So what are they drilling for there, Rock? Is it gold or lithium?
Copper.
Oh,
Copper, gold secondary, but copper, gold. Copper, lead, zinc, porphyry. And there's gold in the system as well. We're seeing it on the XRF. So,
nice.
yeah,
We
we're
gotta-
at 2,000 feet now, and we're heading to 2,500.
Yeah, we got a local mine with us. It's I always thought it was a copper mine because there was so much copper around it running with barite. But when I actually did the mine data on it, I guess it's silver running with barite.
Okay.
Oh, that's all I'm seeing now.
We got a lot of copper looking ore around here, but I guess it's just not very good quality.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a fair bit of it to make a go of it.
Let's do the air, guys.
What you got going on, Wrench?
So does it look like that mine's gonna be profitable for them?
What's that?
Is that mine going to be a go, or is the sample going to go nowhere?
It just, these are the first 2 holes they've ever drilled on it, man. It's they've got all kinds of good surface knowledge and geophysics and geochemistry on surface and stuff like that. And it's very much still very exploration stage. But I suspect, knowing what I know, at some point in the future, there's going to be some kind of operation there, yeah. But it's not, we're not making a mining decision this year. If I had my way and a $5 million budget, we could get a lot closer to that decision pretty quick.
Yeah. I went out and did some work at our local borax mine on a truck. I haven't been out to that place in years, and that thing is just huge.
Loretta, what's up?
Yeah, those big industrial operations are they're all about the tons. You got to get, it's a great big hole.
Well, it's huge, but I guess they had found in their waste rock piles. They were talking about they were running out of the vein for the ore for the borax. They were running out of ore, but then they started retesting their tailings, and they actually found that there was enough lithium in there that it could be profitable to reprocess their tailings.
Yeah.
So they were considering doing that.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
How about the electric cars? Speaking of lithium, how about the electric cars in the cold? 3-4 hours to charge your car.
Yeah, I've got no time for that.
Waiting in lines 3 hours just to get there, and then an hour and a half to 2 hours to charge your car because
Yeah.
it's cold.
Yeah,
You know-
in Canada, that kind of thing doesn't make sense. In the north, like I suppose in the city, it's one thing. When you're driving back and forth to work every day, that'll work. But like if I throw the kids in the truck and we go see grandma, it's like it's 1,000-mile drive, man. And so we'll go halfway one day and we'll go halfway the next day, and like I'll pull up to a gas station and it takes me 5 minutes to fill the truck, and then I'm on the way again, and if I had to stop every 4 hours or something like that and wait for an hour and a half or 2 hours for the thing to recharge, then, it'd turn into a 3-day trip. And it's just, now you're talking another hotel room, and that, it just doesn't make sense.
I've told people at Christmas time, our local Walmart, every charger was full, and the line to get in the chargers was like 10 cars long. So you're looking at people that are realistically going to sit there for at least 4 hours
Yeah.
before they can get back on the road.
Crazy, man.
You're
Absolutely.
almost farther ahead carrying a portable gas-powered generator in the trunk of your electric car and a 5-gallon can of gas.
Well, I mean, I have absolutely no problem with hybrids. I think they're great. Electric, we're just not there yet. We don't have the grid for it. It's not refined enough. But a hybrid where you're just going to the gas and the engine comes on and goes off with the generator.
Yeah, I drove a hybrid car once. I had it as a rental, and I gotta say it was very efficient. I was surprised.
My brother runs a little Prius every day. He's getting like 50 miles to the gallon, real close to it, 40s, 50s. He's not satisfied with the power of it, but what the hell? It's a Prius.
Yeah,
it's cheap to run.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you just need something to get you from A to B, what's the point? But I need something that hauls dead moose, that hauls rice bags full of rock samples and ATVs and boats and everything else. So. Yeah, they haven't built one of those yet with an electric motor in it. So
I just see a video of somebody driving a Cybertruck in Alaska. Why?
Yeah.
Which one?
Someone was driving a Cybertruck up in Alaska.
Oh yeah, I saw a Cybertruck the other day. They're ugly as shit. Wrench, have you seen the guy Edison Motors?
Yep.
He looks like he's doing a pretty neat thing, which is basically a hybrid semi truck.
Which is
they're making kits for F-250s and things like that right now too. But he's building hybrid semi trucks, starting the company from the ground up.
Yeah, I know the Europeans are looking at the hybrid semis now pretty closely.
Over in Europe, it would make sense. A hybrid battery in most of those countries will cross the entire country twice.
Yeah, exactly.
But in America or Canada, with our wide open expanses, they're just not.
No,
we drive a lot.
Exactly.
What's up, John P?
Is that all gold up there?
I drove 750 miles yesterday.
Man, oh man.
There's no way an electric car would have made that one.
Oh.
It would have made the miles, just not the days.
Not in the time you did it, anyway.
No.
Is there barite in there too, PA, or what's going on?
I don't know what it is, man. It's kind of heavy though.
Yeah, it looked like a lot more up there at first, but it was all sticking.
Whatever
and
it
it was pale.
Heavy. It's a lot of that down there in North Carolina.
Yeah. Could be barite. Barite likes to stick in there with the gold.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Mega Dog.
But there's a couple nice pieces in there.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Hello, A3. Oh, Mega Dog's watching, but he don't want to listen to us.
Got like a whole 5-gallon bucket of tailings to run too, man. Once it warms up in there, I can run my sluice. I ordered that 6-inch. Miss Patriot let me order it. 6-inch pump, 6-inch header box from High Plains Prospecting.
Yeah.
An 1,100-gallon pump, so that's going to be pretty cool when I get that hooked up.
Yeah. Have you been putting out any knife videos? I didn't think I'd seen any.
With my back hurting me, I haven't done any. I was going to do it this weekend, but I just wasn't 100%. You know what I mean? So I didn't get to it.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't know what I did to my back, but it was messed up for about a week. After the first 2 days, I was able to move around again, but it was gingerly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done that to my neck a few times.
And I'm pretty good right now. So John P. Adventures, what's up? Eagle Eye, Kenny, what's going on, brother?
When do you go back to Canada, Rock?
28th. 28th. So we wrap this whole up. Got a couple other things to do here that'll be quick, and then hopefully have a day to myself to go do some shopping for the kids and the wife, and then head up to Tucson on the 27th. And flight out's early morning. It's 7 o'clock, so I'm not going to drive from here to Tucson in the middle of the night, you know.
I don't know how far it is, but
It's an hour and a bit.
Swamp Dog says, PI quit asking permission, just ask for forgiveness. I usually do that too, but being laid off, I got to be careful. Plus, the price was great, man. I got the header box and the pump for $70. That's cheap.
oh,
my
that's the
favorite
one.
place.
That's the one you threw on your community post.
Yep. John Rance hooked it up with the discount code, 5% off.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything with gold in months.
I mainly wanted to get it for cleanups on, like when I go out, you know. I always forget to bring my 3,700 gallon pump, and it's a pain in the ass to hook it up. This one I'm just going to be able to hook right up and use it right on site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Zaxon, you got any more plans for your desert trips? Are you going to head out on the weekend, or now that you got your gas detector?
Well, right now I've been focusing on the business. I started my own business, so I'm currently focusing on that. Once I get those accounts where I want them and a little more figured out on slow times and busy times,
Sure.
then I can go play. But until I can't legitimately go waste $100 or $150 when you're unsure on your future, and I don't really
Sure.
have any savings. So I just got to work.
So what's your business you started up? You open your own shop, or
Mobile auto repair, yeah.
completely different?
No, it's my own shop.
Okay.
It's just
Living
mobile 24/7 at the moment.
Okay.
Kenny's saying living room panels in the hospital. Say a couple prayers for my man.
Oh man, I hope he's
Living
okay.
He posted a ton today.
Swamp.
What's up, Stacy?
Hope LRP is okay.
I mean, that's the same reason I haven't posted enough on YouTube. YouTube is just entertainment for me, and I don't have time to play with that. I got
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. You know, like if I get the opportunity to upload something, I do, and the rest of the time I'm making money. You know, it's it's a pastime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 3 kids that have got to go to college yet, so I better be making money.
Going to college unless they know how to pay for it themselves.
Yeah, well, I'm going to make sure they all get jobs long before that. Yeah. My eldest wants to be a pilot. She wants to go to flight school. So that's, yeah.
Get her a degree and let the military train her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how Canada works, but in the U.S., she goes and gets a.
Yeah, if she passed the aptitude for the Air Force, yeah, I mean, she could be flying Hercules, you know, in no time flat. But
I would kind of say that's a required test. You know, if
Yeah.
you're going to be flying a plane with people in it, you should be able to pass just about any test we can give you.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
If you're failing tests, I don't really want you as my pilot. I mean, they down here they got to get their degree, so there goes 3-4 years depending on their motivation. But they sign up for the military for 4 or 6, and then they get that experience, get out and get them good pilot jobs. Better keep digging. Yeah, I don't see them fully automating planes anytime soon.
No.
Oh, he's in for his heart. I know all about that. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Rich. Yeah, she's committed, man. She's in grade 11, and this is the way she's going to go. Like, she's got this app on her phone that if you look up and you see an airplane, she looks on this app and it'll show you that airplane. It'll tell you where it came from, where it's going, what airline, what kind of airplane, when it left, when it's going to land. It's amazing. We'll be sitting in the backyard while I'm barbecuing, got a roast on there, slow cooking, and she'll be like, "Okay, here come the British." The British are coming,
Tells you if it's military and all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mine wanted to fly planes too, and she was even considering, the college and the military thing. And then we were at an air show, and they had various branches of the military there representing. And she goes, talks to one of the Air Force guys or whatever, and they're like, "You wear glasses, you can't do it."
Mm-hmm.
Immediate disqualifier.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought of the Air Force in terms of that, because like up in Canada, if you pass the aptitude test for it, and it's really, really strict up here, they'll actually send you to school.
Yeah, the flight.
And they'll send them to university. They'll go to military school.
Well, I think as a loving father, you have no choice but to figure out a way to brainwash her into that, because that sounds like you wouldn't have to pay for college.
I don't know. As an infantryman, well, then again, my dad was artillery, and he thought that my mind was poisoned when I went infantry. So I suppose I could just, I could give the same leeway to my daughter if she wants to go Air Force. Yeah.
Let them do whatever they want, as long as it doesn't cost you very much money and it gets to the job done.
That's it. Yeah. Let the king pay for it. Yeah.
All right, everybody, I'm going to head out.
All right, Rich.
Take care, everybody.
All right, John.
That's good, Shannon. Skywarrior, they told her if she were right now, they might have different hiring qualifications right now, but they said glasses are immediate disqualifier. If you wear glasses, you cannot be pilot. That's not to say she couldn't do it in a commercial aspect or
she's got her heart set on flying commercials. So, but I know that the commercial airlines snap up transport pilots out of the Air Force. They're not so keen on like fighter pilots, because those guys are one-man teams, whereas flying a large airliner, it's a team process, and so they're a lot happier to pick up the transport folks than they are the fighter folks.
It's pre-trained. If they try to pick up someone with a fresh pilot license and fresh out of school, there's a lot of training involved. If you pick up someone from the military who's been flying for a couple of years and has plenty of hours under their belt, It's a way easier transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than a truck driver. No good company wants to hire a truck driver fresh out of school with a brand new license.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Even in the airline industry here in Canada, when we're, most young pilots, they end up flying bush planes for, the local little bitty commutes back and forth to small villages that don't have road access and stuff like that. And they do that for, 5-8 years, and then they finally get a job with a regional airline, and then we'll take that as a stepping stone up to one of the big ones.
Yeah, versus a military pilot.
Yeah, you could go straight
into
yeah.
What'd you call that stuff, Rock?
Barite.
It looks a lot like it.
It's that honey whitish kind of creamy colored stuff that's heavy.
It's real crystalline. Anything it touches, it takes a minute to try and get it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swamp, there's a lot of Yeah, Rock Butcher, start ordering all the military signs all over your house.
Getting a wicked echo off you there, Zaxxon.
I see that. Somebody else talks so I can keep it muted.
Yo.
Are you getting echo off of me? No.
I think it's James.
No, I'm on my computer.
You good?
Yeah, nobody's echoing but me.
Now it stopped.
I don't know. Maybe it's time to reorder new stuff. I wore it out.
Those pictures of that barite, the barite slab you sent me, Zaxxon, are they, whereabouts in Mexico were they from?
I don't know.
Zacatecas?
I guess it turns out that they were sent home from the Rock Club with that as a homework assignment, and so that's why she was asking me. I asked Doug, and then I guess you and Doug were together when that happened.
Yeah.
But so I guess that was the homework assignment.
So she got a ringer to answer the homework assignment for her.
Maybe. She just came and asked me what it was. I'm like, oh, I'll ask people. I don't know.
Yeah, we've got that same stuff up here. It's not common, but you do find it. There you go. You got a bit of gold there.
I got two barite mines down here, but they don't look like that.
No, barite takes a lot of different forms.
I saw a chunk laying on my ground in the backyard. I could go grab it now.
Yeah, if you hit it with a scintillometer, it'll read. It's alpha decay. It's not strong, but it reads.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Radioactive Drew?
Sorry, have I ever watched what?
Radioactive Drew.
No.
He's a decent YouTube channel. Does about 15-minute videos all on radioactive type stuff.
Yeah. When I was up here early in the year, I went and visited with Doug Odette and Adventures with Goat. I did a little tour through a bunch of YouTubers places there. And when I was up with Doug Odette, he took me down to their Rock and Gem Club. And this dude showed up and he said, "Hey, have you ever seen this?" And it was a chunk of uraninite with carnotite stuck on it. Carnotite crystals. These are both uranium ores, okay? Not uranium mineralization. They are ore grade uranium. And I was like, whoa, yeah, I've seen that. And no, I don't want to hold it in my hand. And I think you should put it away and go wash your hands, you know.
Very
And,
dangerous stuff. Yeah.
some guy gave it to me. I thought it looked really cool. And it does look really cool, but it's the kind of thing you just sort of want to keep on your shelf, you know, and don't finger it.
That's kind of
because it can kill you.
That's one of those things I don't think I really want to know everything I'm touching.
Yeah. Well, the problem with it is, like I mentioned in my email to you there, is that like the radiation it's given off isn't strong enough to go through the skin on your hand, because it's just alpha particles. But if you don't wash your hands after you hold it, you have little teeny tiny pieces of it that you can't see that are stuck to your skin or in the cracks of your fingers. And if you then grab a sandwich and put those little teeny tiny particles onto that sandwich and eat it, those particles go in your stomach and they continue to emit alpha radiation. And your stomach is not strong enough to withstand that. And so you can get, intestinal cancer and stuff. Yeah, I did. Yeah, here's my partner here. He says, my work partner, he says, yeah, he's lost family to exactly that. So, yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful.
An expert in the community.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff.
Whether or not we follow your advice is always questionable, but you did give us the correct advice.
That's right. What you do with that advice is completely up to you. I'm not going to know you 40 years from now when you're lying in a bed and you weigh 80 pounds. So,
no.
What the heck?
Doggone, what's up? Doggone Gold. Great channel, guys. Check him out. Getting out there with his puppies and that frozen creek with his dream mat. I'm liking it.
Yeah, Rock. One of our next off-road adventures, we're going to be about 80 feet down an incline, 80 to 100 feet down an incline, I believe.
Okay.
It shouldn't be bad. And, it didn't even really look like we needed ropes, but we're going to go in on ropes just for security.
Yeah. I'll be back in a couple of minutes here. I just got to check in with the home office, and I'll just turn off my camera. I'll be right back.
All right.
What you finding in there, James?
I'm doing a Banshee bag. Loaded with garnets, found some crystalline silver.
I never got to do a Banshee bag yet.
Yeah, there was a bunch of goodies in it too.
I hear hers are on par with Carson's. Never to disappoint. I haven't done one either.
Tyler helped me pick all those out.
See, that's how you know Google's always watching you. We were over here talking about uranium. I'm scrolling through my Google News feed. One of the articles that pops up is uranium production, 1945 to 2022.
So when I was out roaming around the backside of Rifle here, we got up to a peak and I could see across the valley and I could see this big, it almost looked like a landslide off in the distance above Rifle here. and get down a little ways, and there was a ranger roaming around. And we stopped him, and I asked him, "Hey, what's that big slide out there? Is that naturally occurring? Because it looks like it would have been pretty large part of the mountain, but it doesn't have a scar." And the ranger told me it was sorry, the tailings dump that they used to clean up Grand Junction, because Grand Junction was a major hub for transporting all the uranium they dug out of Yerevan. And that's where they took all the extra material and put it.
Yeah.
So there's a huge pile of it sitting behind my house a ways.
Most of your radioactive ores that can be found, to my knowledge, Rock might be able to correct us on that, but the vast majority of radioactive ores can be found won't really hurt you. They don't get super dangerous until they're refined.
Right. I've been by the place where they got most of the United States production, is that Yerevan area. And man, they did some serious work back in the war effort to mine all that material out of there to get it for refining.
But they're, you know, during the 50s or whatever, when they were after that sort of stuff, they found uranium deposits all over the place, and the government did partial mines on them. And just basically they saw the quality and how much of it. And, you know, they only used the best ones for that, but they have it's just in the military knowledge base of where all the good deposits are. They only mined the easiest, but they could come up with the stuff all day long.
So anyway, my adventure that I went on, I was telling everybody that I went to go get an Audi All-Road. I found one in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
With 80,000 miles on it. It's a 17. They tried to do the car dealership tricks to me. They took pictures of everything when the car was wet, so it looked really nice.
Oh yeah.
The interior was a grainy video. I didn't see what condition the seats were in. Anyway, it wasn't anything like what I thought it was. On the test drive, the main coolant hose off the water pump blew off, and it overheated. Limped it back to their place. They took it in the shop. They sent me out for lunch. Came back, said, "Hey, we got it ready. It was just an O-ring." So I went and drove it, and I got it up to temperature again, and I started hearing a noise. I pulled over and was listening to it. The timing chain was slapping. So I revved it up, shut it off, turned it back on, revved it up, shut it off. Check engine light came on. Brought it back to them. And they wouldn't let me see the codes that the dude pulled in the shop. And I was like, "I know there's timing codes in there. Can we get the readout?" So they went over, they got a screenshot of the scanner. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not buying this car." Well, we'll fix it to you and ship it to you. I had a Jeep, and I ended up going and getting a Volkswagen All-Track. But it turned into a big circus. I ended up buying a car from a different dealer, and I'm glad I had a backup plan, because either that I would have got stranded over there.
Yeah.
But we got a nice little All-Track. Pretty much the same car as an All-Road.
As long as that's what you want.
I'm good with the German cars. I got a bunch of extra parts lying around for them and everything.
Pretty good engineering on them, that's for sure. Even if they do make them really, really tough to work on.
They're not that much harder.
No.
I've gotten used to it. It's the main majority of the stuff, and whenever any kind of the German car brands come through, they always end up giving it to me because I'm comfortable with it. So I don't mind it as long as it's not British.
Yeah.
I don't like British cars.
Come on, you're not a Range Rover guy?
No, man.
Oh, it's like you want to make it to where you're actually trying to go or something.
I like the billable hours of Land Rovers. That's about it.
No, you're good.
When I was younger, my parents used to laugh about how they, before I was born, Dad was posted over to Germany, and they bought a Volkswagen Beetle, and they brought it back to Canada with them when they came back to Canada in '66, I guess. And he had some kind of problem, and he pulled into, we're out on the prairies, and small town, and we pulled into a mechanic shop with this thing to have him take a look at the engine. And the guy at the shop called all his buddies over to look at how, here's this car, it has the engine in sideways, and it was the first time they'd ever seen an engine like that. But
Those little air-cooled engines are easy to work on.
yeah, well, small town Canada, they got it fixed. I mean, obviously the guy knew what he was doing, but he had to figure it out sideways.
They're all strange when you see them for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to get off the camera. I'll be in chat. We'll talk to you on another night, though.
All right, Zach, thanks for coming up.
See you later, Zach.
Well, at least there was a little bit of gold in that stuff,
Now, is that your cons from doing this, or is this the tailings you're from the sluice box?
It's the cons from my dream map, my combo dream
Okay.
map.
Okay.
I was supposed to go through them last weekend and just didn't make it. How long they got you down there, Rock? You're saying another couple weeks?
28th, I go. Yeah, so one more week. Yeah, we'll just finish this hole. We got to do a little bit of prospecting work. We're gonna break a rock saw out and start doing some channel sampling on outcrops that are too flat to actually break samples off of. So we'll actually cut them out of it.
Cool.
And yeah, put that together and maybe grab some neat mineral specimens to take home and add to my collection.
Nice, Stacy.
Nice, Stacy. Take care.
Anyone's more than welcome to come up if they want to. Links at the top of the page.
Imagine Outlaws watching, see what happens in the fourth quarter. Anybody got the score?
Nah, I don't have it. I could probably flip the TV on them. My Flyers lost 2 straight.
They stomped on Toronto there, what, 2 weeks back? I think it was. I can't remember.
Yeah,
3 weeks now.
They were on a roll for the last 3 weeks until the last couple games.
Yeah.
Colorado got them the other night. James. You watch hockey, James?
Not really, man. I'm not a hockey guy.
I
I
played.
know that I've been doing good. I'm pretty happy with the 49ers, though.
27-24 KC.
Oh
4
boy.
minutes left.
Close game.
'49ers did the same kind of thing last night. They had me on the radio trying to listen to it as I was driving home, and I couldn't find it on any FM station, so I was flipping through AM stations to try to find it. And I'd listen to it for about 2 minutes and have to try to find another station.
Who won that game?
49ers pulled it off in the last minute, went
Wow.
ahead 4 points. But they were not playing like they normally did. C-Mac wasn't running very effectively. Brock Purdy was missing some wide open targets down the field, and it was raining, so I think he was playing safe. His QB rating was high, but he was just making short throws. So they weren't really putting on the yards like they normally do.
I was really surprised by Green Bay and the other team, the other NFC team.
Of course you
Played
were,
well.
Don.
They played really well for how young they are.
Yeah, they do. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the coming years.
I laughed when the Eagles lost. I was like, I knew that was happening. What a collapse, man. Not really, though, because they lucked into the 10 wins that they had. You can't take the whole game off and expect to win in the fourth quarter, and that's what the Eagles were doing all year long.
Yeah, Swamp Dog, that was quite a flight. I remember that.
Really liking the snake skin in these XP pants, man. Catches that flower gold.
Hey, we had a funny thing happen today out at the drill. We're running out of core boxes, and like you could put 10 foot of core in one core box, right? And so the foreman came up to me. He says, "You got any extra core boxes?" And I said, "Well, we've given you all the box we have, but I said that first hole you drilled for us, you drilled about 100 feet of dirt, like overburden, before you hit the rock, because we're in the middle of this valley, and you put it all in the core boxes. I don't understand why." I says, like, the dirt doesn't mean a thing to me. I says, we could dump that out and give you those boxes back. And he's like, yeah, that'd be great. So then my partner in crime, Jay here, he went back and he got those. It turns out there were 6 boxes of that dirt and brought them out there. Well, the drill helper is a guy named Moose. He's this enormous man. And he deliberately went around to the sump where the drill water goes into the sump, and then decants over to clarify it.
Right.
And he held up this box, this core box with these dirt tubes in it. And it looks like core if you're not looking at it real close, And he threw it into the sump. He dumped it out into the sump. The driller's watching him, and the driller blew a gasket because he thought his partner was throwing rock into the sump, which would be a complete. I mean, that would be that's an anathema. That you never do that. And yeah, that would be a free, like Jay just said, that'd be a free hole for me. You could re-drill it. Thank you. And and the best part was that Moose played it up and he said, I'm sick and tired of this job. I want to get out of here. And the driller was fit to be tied until they explained to him that, no, these are just the boxes full of dirt that we're giving you back so you can reuse them. What a great practical.
Guy screaming and hollering, yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
Don, I didn't tell a Dak Prescott helmet joke. Must not have been me. Yeah, I seen a lot of guys yelling on the job, Rock. Rah, 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 rah. We screwed one into the porta potty, screwed the door shut, and knocked it over on him.
Oh no!
Yeah, we did. He came right up to me. He said, "Who did it?" I'm like, "I don't know nothing."
You were the guy driving the screws.
He's like, I actually did screw the door shut, but I didn't tip it.
No.
I wouldn't have did that.
No.
Yeah. No, I was dropping rocks down the chute though. He started kicking on the door, bam, bam, bam. We all ran away from the door, and the dude ran up behind him, pushed the whole thing over. I was like, oh shit.
God. That's evil.
Yeah, it was. Guy's looking at me like, who did it? I'm like, I don't know nothing.
So, Rock, what kind of drill are you guys running? It's a big stand-up show, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's it's actually track mounted. You could drive it with a Bluetooth remote control.
Nice.
But yeah, it's got about a 20-foot mast on it. Throw 10-foot rods.
I used to work for a company called Yenter Drilling and Blasting.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked on all the rock drills. I worked on Furukawas, Hooties, Klims, Soil Max, all those kind of drills.
Who makes this drill we're using? What's the name of the company again?
Oh, Donna, you're right. That was
It's a
fun.
core rig. It's not a percussion drill. Jay's going to look it up. We'll tell you who the manufacturer is. This is the second drill of this type I've worked with, but the first one was set up for reverse circulation. But this one's a core rig. It's a nice little rig. It does the job. Now we're down 2,000 feet. It's struggling with HQ rods. It's pulling them, but it's slow when it pulls them,
It's a multi-power.
Oh, Multi-Power is the name of the company. It's a Cummins diesel, powering the hydraulics. Yeah. I think, me personally, I think now that we know what kind of rock we're in and what because we've hit a bunch of clay seams there that they're 90 million year old clay seams and they're still not rock yet. Like you could still make pots out of them. It's bizarre. And of course that, then you've got 500 feet of solid rock sitting on top of that clay. So the second you punch a hole into it, it's like lancing a boil, and that clay starts coming in and it grabs the rods and everything. And this machine's just not quite powerful enough to, we got seriously stuck once. It's not powerful enough to get through it. So we have to case over. We got a ream casing all the way down.
Yeah.
And to free the rods up. And I'd like a bigger machine. If we go back and when we go back and do a second round of drilling, I'll ask them to bring a machine that's probably twice as big. Just for
That's
that.
pretty crazy to get down that low and have soft clay, man.
Isn't it crazy? It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get into
90 million years old.
Yeah.
Large voids and that drill steel falls in.
Yeah.
You just know it's going to get hung up if you got to try to back out any.
Yeah.
It just makes things a long day.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. You get into those voids, and if you don't stop the machine fast enough and you get like a joint on the rods or a joint on the hammer, and that joint, guaranteed it's going to hang up on the lip of the breakthrough. And it's a mother trying to get that back out. We lost 2 hammers downhole on a job I was at where we were drilling on old workings. And I told the company, I says, why are you charging me for those? I says, don't worry. In about 1.5 years, 2 years, I'll give them back to you. Once we open pit the place and blast it, you can get your hammers back. Don't worry about it. They're not that deep.
That's if you go back.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to mine it. They're mining it. They're breaking ground now. So at some point, they're going to be mucking it out, and they're going to find those RC hammers down there, a string of rods attached to them.
Will they still be able to use them now?
Maybe. I mean, those things, they're $75,000 a piece. The big ones. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's a whole mechanical assembly that goes on the end of the rod, and 12-inch hammer, man. It's worth some money. Rock, do I have the labor too, or just? Do I do the labor too? Zaxxon, I haven't done this much physical labor in years. It's just Jay and I, and that's it. So we move the core, we log the core, we cut the core, we load the core, we unload the core, we bring it to the assay lab. We do everything, just the two of us. Normally there's a younger geologist here doing this with me, but it's good. I'm sore, but it's a good sore, Hey, WK.
Getting a few bits in every pan.
Oh yeah, 50 pounds a box, actually, it does that. 20 or 30 boxes a day. Pick them up, put them down. Pick them up, put them down. Pick them up, put them down.
I'd pick things up and put them down.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Couple more pans here.
I got done with my PA.
Did you?
It was a nice one.
Mine's really fine, so I got to be careful.
You did, Texas. Here's to you, buddy.
Hey, Katie, how you doing?
Katie, what's up?
You want that last Modelo in there? Go for it if you want.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Yep. I might have one more beer and then I gotta go. Yeah. But had a big dinner tonight, long day. I can hear my pillow from here. Jim, Jim, come to me.
Good hard day's work will do that to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
We go out mining. We're sleeping by 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's Eve, I was out by 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Up here, if I'm up after 8:30, I start feeling guilty. Yeah. Like, what am I doing?
Be right back in a minute, guys.
Roger. Oh, sorry, Katie, I didn't see that. Hello, hello. I was probably too busy talking or too sleepy, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to Vermont in a couple weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Either 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. Get out in the creek with Remy before he goes to Alaska.
Is it going to be solid by? Isn't it going to be solid by then? 2 weeks from now in Vermont?
You stay in the middle of the creek, dude. You'll be all right.
Okay.
It
Get
won't
yourself
be
those
frozen.
insulated rubber gloves and
Yeah.
felt lined rubber boots, and you'll be okay.
I got the duck hunting waders.
Yeah.
They work great. Be fine. Go out there for a couple hours, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm not afraid of the cold.
Yeah, Katie, I'm down in Arizona now. I've been down here for a while drilling for copper and gold. So I'm doing a
Mark
lot
said,
better than my family is up there. She's asking, yeah, it's like minus 20 up in Thunder Bay. It's a lot different down here.
Mark said, I said I'm going to have one beer. That was 4 beers ago.
Yeah.
I haven't drank too much. Last time I drank was October, I think.
Save money that
No.
way.
It's no fun by yourself, you know.
So I got this other bag to do.
Who's that from?
The guy that's running the pan right now.
The guy that's running the pan right now.
Yeah, that'd be you.
Ah, you got that, huh?
That
That
was
was
the first one you sent me.
That was. Oh, you didn't get the second one yet?
Not yet.
Should be there any day. I sent him the mail call, and I forgot to put in the $250,000 bag that I owed him for the 49ers win against the Eagles. I'm like, man, I just sent something out there. Couple coins in there and a Geo keychain, dude. Gonna be pretty cool.
Awesome. Walter and Katie sent me their Christmas gift for 12 days of, or no, it was the gift exchange on wrenches. And they got me this little miner dude thinking a pick on the side of a Geo. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty neat.
I sent you one of them, bro.
Oh, perfect. I love it. And for Christmas, Amanda really likes Nintendo stuff. So I got her a Super Mario Brothers made out of silver. A guy hand ported back east there.
Wow.
I think that's 1.5 ounce.
Nothing wrong with a panning station on the coffee table in your living room.
I don't know.
My wife would have a bird.
Kick my ass. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah. Well, that works, Swamp Dog. You know what? That's really smart because if you ever lost any gold down the drain, all you got to do is pull the trap out of your under your sink and just wash it
Dump
out.
it back out.
You'll catch it. Hey, maybe that's a good. Maybe we should make a machine that's just like that with a U trap, and
Right.
just steady flow of water through. Keep feeding the dirt in. Gold stays at the bottom. I don't know. What do you think? I may have just come up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, nice.
It's like
Check it out, Rock. Get to working on it.
That's yeah. So for the low price of $199.99.
That's right.
But wait, there's more. I'll include this little scoop.
It's like that thing I seen on Gold Bay. It's got the spiral around wire in it and a set of tubes that coil around, and they feed material in it, and it blows out into a catch tub, but it catches it in all those spirals. I looked at it. I think it was like $700 or $800 for some PVC tubing on a chunk of wood. So a couple of U-traps wouldn't be a hard thing to do. Hey, what's going on, Flash?
John A., what's up, brother?
Yeah, I know who you are, John.
This is John and Flash checking in. PA checking in.
I am burnt.
Yes, sir.
That's what Katie's saying. Rob Butcher, you look burnt. Let's read my little. Oh, it's because you got me on the small screen. It says, so, there we go. Sun dried and wind burned. You can call me Dusty. Yeah. Losing 5 pounds a day due to the wind. Oh, Mary, give me a break. I feel older than I look right now, believe me. Or maybe I feel as old as I look. Because I'm much too young to look this damn old.
Mary's angry because the Packers lost.
Mary's always angry about something. She's not happy unless she's angry.
What'd you call it, Rock? Leave it right?
Leave it right there.
I don't look bad for an 85-year-old. That's right. I look terrible for a 55-year-old. You come work 30 years underground with me, Mary, and we'll see how you look going out the other end of that.
Is that how old you are, Rock? 55?
Yeah. Be 56 this November.
I'm older than you.
I guess so.
Yeah, October.
What year were you born? I'm 67.
68.
You're born in 68, then you're younger than me. Maybe I'm 56.
You're 56.
Okay. I don't pay attention to that shit anymore.
Old enough to forget your age.
I just don't pay attention to it. I haven't forgotten it. I haven't thought about it in probably 5 years. So
We old. Not as old as Mary though.
John, you need to send me an email of your shipping address.
Saxon. Her tale Mary was the only one that could shovel fast enough for the for the big boy locomotives. Hoo-ah! Come on, Mary, I'll give you a job here at the mine. You could do that shit. You could do anything.
Right?
Swing that hickory. Too funny. Well, that one tasted like another.
Yeah, I hear you, John. I was expecting some stuff in the mail too, and it's not going to be here for another week.
What'd you say it was, Rock? Bear, right?
I'm just guessing. Just from the color, I mean, from what I'm seeing on the camera.
Couple flakes there.
Yeah.
10, 20 flakes. That's the best
Damn,
one so
that's
far.
crazy.
Yeah, a lot of that down there. That white heavy stuff that hangs out in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, WK. I got my miner. I see him every time I go over to my plants. I'm going to do a little mining theme through all my plants over here. I'll have little chunks of gold and rocks all over the place. And you guys were wondering about me being able to pan in the living room. I got another table that I'm not allowed to pan on, so I switched this one out from the other room. And plus, right now my shed is not heated,
Freeze.
so I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was out in the shed getting everything ready, setting up the sluice box and all that stuff, getting rid of the ice in my old tailings pan, and it got cold in there, man. I was like, wow. And I had the heater on. Just one of them electric heaters I got from work from for a little sprinkler room, like a 4x4 room, like 10 foot high. And just takes the chill off. It doesn't get it like hot in there, you know. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going out here.
Hey, Travis is in the house.
Travis,
What's up,
what's up,
brother?
brother?
403 Prospector.
50 likes, nice. Welcome back, Loretta. So what you got going on, John? Flash in the pan.
Looks like he was weighing out some gold. It's all stuck
Cool.
in the mail.
Oh, about Rob, what's going on, brother?
Oh yeah, Katie, I'm just consulting down here on this job. I if the opportunity was there, I would love to move him here, but for the time being, I'll just keep doing the fly in, fly out thing. Yeah. I think they'd love it here. Sierra Vista is a beautiful community. It's really nice. I'd miss the fishing though. I look around, I see all these trucks. That's one thing that strikes me here is because like back home, as long as the water is liquid, every fourth pickup truck that drives by you is towing a boat, a skiff, and down here it's like there's all these pickup trucks going everywhere, and if somebody's towing someone, it's a trailer full of stuff, or it's like like a side by side sort of off-road vehicle, and there's like no boats. Where are the boats? Well, that's because there's no water.
Brad Hayden. Brad Hayden in the house. The big winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like bumming if I lived in Canada and everything was frozen all the time.
No, it's good, man. You go out on the ice when it's just above freezing or right at freezing, and you can sit there with your snow boots on and your snow pants and your just a t-shirt and a ball cap, and the sun's reflecting off the snow and the ice, and you get a nice suntan and catching lots of fish. It's great. It's just when it gets really cold, that's when it's kind of a bummer.
Just above freezing t-shirt. Yeah, okay.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We used to do it all the time. Like, working underground, and like in the wintertime, it's a bugger. It doesn't matter whether you work day shift or night shift. You don't see the sun because you go down, it's dark. You come up, it's dark because the days are so short, the nights are so long. And so when you get on your weeks off, it's like you want to be out there in the sun and get some vitamin D and all that kind of stuff. So you get out there and enjoy life. And yeah, especially when it's just close to freezing, you can get down to a t-shirt and get some sun on the arms and the face. And right on, man. Best of luck, Travis. Hope you catch a bunch.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy the other day. He said there's 14 inches of ice on the lakes in Thunder Bay now. The inland lakes, anyway, not the big water. But Lake Superior takes some time to build up any ice, being as big as it is.
Are you close to Lake Superior, Rock?
On the shore of it, brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have the gold there like Jason gets on the other
Yeah.
side?
Yeah, exactly the same. I take the kids down to Wild Goose Beach, and I've taught them how to just skim the black sand layers, and they get in, they fill up a bucket with that stuff, and then we go stand. We set little chairs in the lake and pan away, and it's fun. They get little fly poops and get all excited. It's fun.
Cool.
I don't do it on a scale like he does with a sluice box and all that, but bring a couple pans, and plus we get a lot of up there. You get a lot of agates, chalcedony and stuff. So they'll go off when they get tired of panning. They'll go off and pick up pretty little agates off the beach, and it's cool.
Can you find Uperlite and stuff like that at night?
I'm sure we could if we went and looked for it. I've never done it. But if it's on the South Shore, it's got to be on the North Shore.
Right. Links pinned at the top if anybody wants to come up.
I was thinking about taking a bucket and a hammer and a shovel with me on my trip to Utah because I thought I might see something. And I took Highway 191 north off the Interstate 70 in Green River. And I got to almost the top of the Price Canyon. And I noticed a rock conglomerate that was red stained, but you could see it had river gravels cemented into the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it. I was like, dang it, that would have been a perfect something to sample. But there's only a stretch of maybe 800 yards of that material that was exposed. And you could see a couple of spots where it had a contact point on a slick wall. And you could see where other people had chipped at it before. I'm pretty sure that would be the spot.
Yeah, you could get in and bang out some of the matrix around the boulders, the clasts that are in there, and grind that up and pan it. You might find some gold. I mean, one of the biggest gold deposits in the world is a paleoplacer, the Witwatersrand in South Africa, and it's like 3 miles underground and solid rock now. But
All right,
Jason
Travis,
was over
send you text.
Jason was over there at Mount Baker mining the metals in Africa.
yes, I have a coworker that has a. You talking to me about that, Travis? We need to talk. Family ranch in Colorado.
He's talking to Culver, I think. About that
Yeah, you don't
conglomerate
get that
thing.
tag?
Good night, Mary. Take care of yourself.
Mary, good night. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, God bless. Good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for the beating.
Night, Mary.
I miss it. I do. Yeah.
She left me alone tonight.
Wow. Should be done.
Yeah, it's dry. Except for a panic. I was like, it's home issues.
Oh.
All right, man.
You packing her in? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this one here, and I'm off too.
All right.
See you in the morning. Cheers. We'll try to keep it down here.
Hey, no
You know, this wild, rampant partying that's going on here. Yeah.
You young ruffian.
Yeah, young ruffians. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, Mary, we thought you were a night person.
Yeah, what's the specific gravity of gold? 19?
19 times heavier than water.
Yeah, okay, 19. So, because water's 1.
Yeah.
And 8 times heavier than anything else on the earth, they said.
Barite. That's, where are we here? I got the Bible. This is the Bible, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. The Audubon Society Guide to Rocks and Minerals in North America. 455. I got shitty lighting here. It's hard to see. What's the specific gravity of barium? I know barium likes to stick in there with the gold right to the end in the pan.
Whatever it is, that's the last thing in the pan before the gold. So
Yeah. Here we go. Barite. Hardness, cleavage.
should call it leverite. Leverite in the creek.
Specific gravity 4.5 to 4.6. So that's one of the heavier of the heavies you're going to get. Because like I think magnetite's like 4, 4.2. Even your sulfides they're not 4.6, you know.
Right.
So they're going to stick in there with it. Yeah. And on top of that, it's a flat tabular shaped crystal. So it just wants to sit there and the water rushes over the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I've had that book since 1990, and I carry it with me on every job.
What is the name of the book?
You can still buy it on Amazon. It's still in print. The Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Rocks and Minerals. I strongly recommend that anybody who's interested in prospecting buy it. And the coolest thing about it is like when you look at a mineral, what's the first thing you see? The color. What's the second thing you see? Is the shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you find something in your pen. And all the pictures in this book are all the sections are separated by color. By color and shape. So the sections first are separated by color and then by shape, right? Whether it's angular or maybe here your pointy. Where is it? Right here at the tip of my finger. Your pointy crystals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you, yeah, I mean, it's that important. I mean, I've carried it ever since. So
Made you big, Rock, so we could see it.
yeah, so like, here, I'll pick a good one, like, so if you're looking at, kind of a rounded, okay, yellow, here,
Right?
then it gives you all your yellow minerals. That'll be like that. Or
The name of that book again, Jim?
it's called the Audubon. It's Audubon is spelled Audubon. It's the same like the Audubon. They do bird books and stuff. Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Rocks and Minerals. And so, like, if you've got, hang on, let me go here and find something that's actually going to show up on camera. But, like pointy minerals, pointy white minerals. Well, there you go. There's your pointy white minerals. If you've got, if they occur as solid lumps like chert or something like flint, you've got those. And for every color, it separates them out by those different crystal habits. And then, so it'll say, well, this is what it is. And then it gives you a page number to go to. All right. So it'll say, oh, page number such and such. And then you flip through it to that page and you get a full description of what it is, what it's composed of. And more importantly for this book is if you're interested in searching for crystals of a certain type, at the bottom of each crystal group that's in there, it will say, it'll have a section called occurrences, and it will give you the best sites for collecting those minerals. And so here, I just opened the page here, and well, that's a bad one. Dolomite, it's all over the place. But like if you're looking for marcasite, marcasite is very, very little use, but it is mined along with galena and sphalerite in Joplin, Missouri. Excellent collecting localities for marcasite are found throughout especially in the Joplin district of Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas, where it occurs as well-formed crystals. So whatever you're looking for, it'll actually tell you good places to go collect it.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a valuable book. And, I've been doing this 33 years and I still carry that book on damn near every job I've ever been on. And it looks like it. Like it's got Post-it notes in it. It's got everything else. Yeah. Totally worth the price. I think it's like $25 or something, like $30. But
A little snuffer dump.
Zaxxon saying it's $21 on Amazon.
Not a whole lot, but
No, it's definitely worth it. Oh, that's what you got. There
yeah,
you
it's
go.
snuffer dump.
Right
Not a
on.
lot of gold, but
Some of it's floating.
yeah, ain't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you figure the amount that you got there, how much of the cons you got left?
Oh, they're done. I'm done. I'm done with it.
How
There's a
much
couple
runtime
pieces.
was that on there?
About 2 hours
That's not bad.
for after a storm for some flood gold,
Yeah.
Again, this creek gets hit hard, man. People in there dredging it and all this, and you're lucky if you find you find this much on a regular day, let alone a storm day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went there some days and got a few specks. I mean, this is a lot compared to what I usually get down there. So, hey, babe, I'll take it.
Yep. Right on.
I bet you most of that came from under that tree if you were watching my other video. That hasn't been hit because it was up on the bank, you know.
Yeah, roots and moss on right on the edge are always a good place to look.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh.
Got my gold pan, suntan shirt on.
Nice.
I got decals for my shirts. I just got to get some money so I can get this some shirt. Katie said hello. Think she said hi.
Brace yourself, Donna. Last one.
John Bob Miller, what's up, man? How are you, brother? She said, I'm going to bed. Oh, I'm laid off, Rock.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll pick up soon.
Yeah, I'm already starting to crawl out of my head now. I've only been off a week. John Bob said he's good. Just pop in to say hi. You know, I used to be a headbanger, a rap guy, and now I'm a country guy.
Mhm.
Pop, rap, rock and roll, headbanger, heavy metal. I did it all.
Yeah, this time of year is hard for the trades, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially with Biden being president.
Well, Mother Nature has something to do with it too. Right?
No,
You know
I
how
think
much.
Biden has a lot to do with it. Nobody wants to spend money now because they're broke.
Mm.
Yeah, even at my work, there's a pretty drastic slowdown this year. Nothing like we've seen before.
It's
Yeah.
nobody has the money to spend is what the problem is.
Hmm.
We had 5 jobs on the books from 2 years ago for this year at this point, and they all backed out all of a
Really?
sudden, like in the summer. You know what I mean? So my boss was scrambling to keep us busy and kept us busy probably longer than we should have.
Hmm.
And I'm grateful, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sucks.
I was like, just sign me up, dude. I'll go sign up, man, you know. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just going to wait until I go back to work. They say March, so we'll see. You know, it's not just the war on coal. It was the war on all energy. We were energy independent 3 years
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
and now we're not,
no
you
kidding.
know? And now we're not because
Yeah,
everything got shut down, including pipelines, you know? Our gas went from $2 a gallon to 5 something a gallon in my area. Christ, for Zach, it was $7 a gallon at one time, you know? And
that's
that's
ridiculous.
crazy, man.
That's ridiculous.
See you, Rob. Have a great night.
It's the same problem in Canada too, but that's not the government. That's the oil companies.
It's not the
And
oil companies. It's the
it,
Federal Reserve. It's the people running the finance in the world. They're the
it
ones that are doing this. They're the
they
ones that
got,
manipulate the stock market, manipulate the price of gold, manipulate everything else, and they want to lend countries money. And when they lend countries money, it's more profitable for them, and the people pay it back in their taxes. Now our problem here is we keep sending all of our money to Ukraine. That's the problem. You know what I mean? And guess what? Our kids and our grandkids got to pay all the interest back on the loans because we don't have the money to send them $1 billion a month, and that's what we're doing, sending them $1 billion a month, and that's killing our economy because they keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and dropping, devaluing the money on the dollar. That's what's happening here. Inflation went from 1% 3 years ago to 9%. That's $50 a point, $50 to $60 a point if you're going to go try to borrow some money, you know? So just say, take a car, for example. If you're gonna go buy a car, my usual payment for a car with my credit rating was around $600 a month. Now
mhm,
it's over 1,000. It's like
mhm.
$1,200 a month. Because I just went to look at a truck a couple months ago, you know? And I said to the guy, I can't buy a truck right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because the dollar ain't worth shit. And the
mhm.
interest rate went up 8% since this guy took office in
Hmm.
our country.
Yeah. Well, interest rates have gone up in my country the same too, and
Yeah.
so
Are they giving money to other countries as well?
our prime minister hands out money like he's a drunken sailor.
And that's the problem, man. That's
And,
the problem. That's why we're all suffering because of this.
mhm.
You know, instead of taking that money and taking care of Canada, they're
Yeah,
sending it out to other countries,
yeah,
devaluing the cost
yeah,
on your dollar, man.
yeah,
Your dollar's not worth $1 no more. Here it's worth 3 cents. So how many dollars do you need for something that costs $30
yeah.
if it's only worth 3 cents a dollar?
That's it.
You know?
Hmm. Take it easy, Jackson.
Zach, see you, bud. Yeah, you're absolutely right, John Bob. You
Yeah.
know, when I first got my house, it was $1,200 a month for mortgage. Now that's what it costs to get a vehicle. Who can afford that? I feel sorry for
Mhm.
the young kids. I feel sorry for the young kids, man. I
Oh
was
yeah, the
talking to one
ones
of them.
you coming out of college. I say the same thing here. Here, not here. I'm here in Arizona, but there in Canada, like the kids come out of college and they've got 40, 50, $60,000 in debt already, and then from loans, college loans, the and then all of a sudden now it's like, well, now what? Well, oh, now it's time to get married. Oh, it's time to buy a house. Well,
Yeah.
how do you
And
buy
they
a
need
car?
$2,000 a month for
And
rent.
you, yeah, and you've got and then you've got this $50,000 in student loans hanging over your head, and you okay, you're leasing a car or something, so you got that hanging over your head, and now you want to go buy a house, and the bank says, well, what is your assets to liabilities? And well, here's my liabilities, they're this big, and my assets are this big.
Yeah.
And
I don't have any assets. I just got out of college.
and the bank says, sorry, son,
Yeah.
you don't qualify. you
Yep.
know
Keep renting.
and yeah, it's It's a vicious cycle, that's for sure.
It sucks, man. Charlie, yeah, you guys, what's up, brother?
Hey, you.
Links pinned at the top if anybody wants to come up. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I'm gonna be honest. I'm 55 years old. When I was a kid, I got an apartment for $250 a month, $250 a month, man.
Mhm.
And now look at it. It's like
Mhm.
1,500 for an
Yeah.
efficiency.
Yes.
It's absolutely insane.
Yep.
And it's all because the Fed Reserve is in our country.
Yep. Yeah. If I was sitting in the big oak chair up in Canada, I've said this for years. If I was sitting in that big oak chair, I would make all the gold mining, because Canada is a huge gold mining country. I would make every gold mine in Canada pay their taxes in bullion. And I would stick that bullion in the vault and I would tie it to the Canadian dollar and go right back to the gold standard. He who has the gold makes the rules. And,
See, John Bob even said he works 70, 80, 90 hours a week when he can, and he still can't afford it. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
And the more hours that you work, the more taxes they take.
Yeah.
Charlie said even up in Wisconsin, now you can't get a one bedroom for less than 800 here.
Yeah. I went for years. Mark, the asylum there is saying he doesn't know anybody, anything. And I went for years when I was working overseas. I was debt free, absolutely debt free. As a matter of fact, I bought a property overseas with cash. And then I came back to Canada and it's like, whappo, instant freaking debt all over again. And yeah, it's like North America is not the place to be. Is the way I'm thinking.
Mark just said it. Here, back to the gold standard.
Yeah.
If a dollar was worth $1, we'd be all making good money.
Totally.
We'd all have something and have
Yeah.
something for retirement.
Yeah. 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 Like our politicians, every time the price of gold goes up, they sell off our gold reserves. And they're like, oh, well, it went in at $300 an ounce and now it's 2,000, so we're going to sell some more, and that'll reduce our overspending. You're still overspending.
Mm-hmm.
Stop overspending, and that's what I would do.
See you, John Bob.
Canada produces millions of ounces of gold a year, and I would try to put a big bunch of that into the bank, what's Terry Curry saying? Yeah, we have, nepotism at its finest. Yeah, Trudeau only qualified because his daddy was prime minister and his father was prime minister before the women voted. With the funny thing that add to that too, and this is going down a dark path, but the only two prime ministers in Canada that have ever invoked the War Measures Act were both the Trudeaus. His daddy did it when there was the FLQ terrorist thing back in the early 70s, which was truly a terrorist thing. And then young Justin did it when the truckers were protesting the COVID lockdown and put up bouncy castles on the Parliament Hill. And
can you believe that, man?
He invoked the war. Yeah, I've got video, man, of the police on horseback riding down protesters and stuff. There was no violence. There were no arguments. There was nothing. It was just a bunch of people down there executing their right to protest, right? Peacefully protest their disagreement with the government. and the cops beat it down. It's brutal. It's set. The video
you
I
don't
have
have that right.
to the Canadian national anthem,
Yeah.
and
According to them, you don't have that right.
yeah,
Especially in
and
America.
it's like brutal. It's brutal, man. That's okay, because in 2025 we've got an election coming up, and the Liberal Party won't be in power for many, many years after that. So
I hope so, man.
yeah,
I hope they don't just steal it like they did it here in 2020.
no. That's another thing Jay and I were talking about. Like, you know, in my country, they start voting at. We got one more time zone than you do, because we got Newfoundland off in the Atlantic Ocean, and they start voting at, like, I don't know, 8 a.m. their time. Their polls close at 6 p.m. their time. You go all the way across the country. I'm kind of in the middle, Eastern time zone.
Mhm.
So, you know, I can vote at 3 in the afternoon. And when I go to vote, there's no machines. There's no electronic votes. There's no mail-in votes, apart from soldiers who are or public servants who are serving overseas. And how many of those are there? Okay, there's 20,000 at any given time, right? It's not going to make a difference in the vote. And it's, you walk in, you provide identification, you give them your voter's card, you get crossed off the list. The lady gives you a piece of paper. You then take that piece of paper, you go to the voting station, you put an X on the box for who you want to vote for. You put it in the box and you walk out. And by the time you want to go to bed that night, 11 o'clock at night, Eastern time, you know which party has already won.
Takes 3 weeks to get to tabulate the votes here.
That
Now,
is
all of a sudden.
BS.
Yeah.
That is
Last
total
Friday,
BS.
there was a hearing in Georgia, right? And the guy for the Republican side changed the vote tabulations on one of them Dominion machines with a freaking pen. With a pen, dude. He did it right there in front of the judge and said, "This is how you do it." Bloop. And he touched something in the back of the machine, and it changed the vote tabulations. And they said it's the most free and fair election in the history of the United States.
I remember when I was a little kid, young kid, and I heard about the fact that Americans used machines for voting. And I remembered that before that, I'd learned about, like, people had told me about slot machines and how the slot machines were fixed, you know, to pay out. They're not random, you know, they're fixed. And I remember when they told me that voting machines, and I was, I don't know, 14, 13 years old, whatever. And I was thinking, why the heck would a place use something that could be fixed? And that was back in the days of clocks and dials, you know. I mean, I'm not talking electronic components. And now it's electronic, which makes it even easier, you know.
Yep.
And I just can't get past the fact that your country can't just produce a whole bunch of little pieces of paper with circles on them, and somebody has to pencil an X into it and put it in a box.
And then count it at the end of the night.
Yeah, my mom, God bless her, she's 84 years old. She volunteers every year to go down to be one of the ladies that when you walk up with your driver's license or your voter's card, she looks you up in the book in front of her, and then she crosses your name off the list, and she hands you your piece of paper, and then you go, you know, your ballot, and you go.
God bless her.
Yeah. And then at the end of the night, she's one of the ladies that sits around and sorts, oh, this one's this one's that, this one's, you know, put them in the different bins and then count them all out. And like, why can't you do that? Like, we know within 12 hours who won. It's not 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a big bitching match. Oh, UPS truck showing up in the middle of the night at someplace with boxes full of ballots.
Yep.
It's like you got 400 million people in your country. Hire 1 million of them to count ballots. Like it's not a hard thing to solve. So
Mike said he was drunk and voted for Bozo the Clown, and he won.
I'm going to write Miller on our ballot.
yeah.
Dylan Miller.
Yeah.
Dylan Miller for president.
I don't know.
Miller prospecting.
No, that's nuts. At any rate, I wish you guys all the best in your next election, but
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
I think this one's going to be a shit show.
It's going to be
Bigger
fucking
than
scary. Definitely going to be a shitstorm. Trump's going to win the presidency. Release these disease acts.
It'd be interesting if it were going on down here. If I walked into a polling station and asked if I'm here to to vote, if I could vote,
They'd probably let you.
yeah,
You don't need ID to vote here.
yeah. Well, that'd be yeah. I live at this place in Sierra Vista. Here's my address. Yeah, not that I would, but it'd be
Walk across the border.
It'd be interesting to see if they handed me a ballot. I would keep the ballot, walk out of the place, and go online and say, "I'm a Canadian citizen, and I just got this ballot."
Just walk across the border, Rock. They'll give you a license and register to vote automatically.
Yeah,
And then you can just vote. You still got time.
Yeah. Too funny.
Right, James?
Yeah, might as well. They got it going for them on the other side. They truck them in here and drop them off in Denver.
Oh, just 4 days ago, I was coming back from our job site's just south of Tombstone, which itself is I don't know 12 miles from the border.
Yeah, not very far.
And we were coming into town, and
Hey, AJ.
Jay was in front of me in his truck. I was behind him. And as you come into Tombstone from the south, there's a curve, and it slows right down to 35 mile an hour as soon as you go around the curve. And I hit that curve and was slowing down. I looked in my rearview mirror, and there was just blue and red lights like this. And this dude, the sheriff, he was coming like 90. And I off onto the side, Jay pulled off, and we stopped. And he actually pulled in right in front of us. And it turns out they had caught, it was like a carload of illegals that got across at Douglas, and they were coming up. And so we headed on home. But our project site's only 3 miles south of Tombstone. And the foreman called us up, and he says, "Boys, there's something going on." He says, "There's 3 helicopters in the air, and they're flying around like this, looking for stragglers." Because I guess the car stopped, and like all 12
They all got out and ran.
They all got out and ran. And everybody was looking for everybody. And yeah, it was, "Hi, John. Yeah, it's a long time no see." And everybody was, yeah, it was a pretty haywire place there for a while. I don't know if they got them all, but
doesn't matter if they did. They're just going to let them go anyway. Give them a court date and say, "See you later."
That's what Jay says. It's catch and release. I don't know.
There's big holes cutting the border fence on the south.
Yeah,
They cut with torches. They cut them with torches, and boom, they fell down and left them there, and it's wide open. People are coming right in.
The guys down here talking about a section of the border fence where they were. I don't want to misspeak, so I don't know who told them, whether it was the feds or it was I mean, I know the governor here is totally against it, but there was a section where they were forced to cut the razor wire to allow passage through a section of the border.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. By the American side. Their bosses told them you have to cut the wire to let those people through.
I love what Texas did. They kicked the Border Patrol out of Eagle Pass. Eagle Pass is a hot spot, right? So Texas took it over and told the Border Patrol to leave. We don't need you no more. And they have every single right to do that because the states have sovereignty over the federal government. We can ask the federal government for help. A state can, but the real power is in the state. State said, get out. They kicked the Border Patrol out of Texas, and then they shut the border down. And now Biden wants to go in there and fight with them with guns. You know what I mean? So something's coming. It's big.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a problem, but the truth is it's been a problem for 40 years, and in 40 years, there's been both Democratic and Republican governments in power, and they still haven't fixed the problem. So
they're all the same people. They all work for the same people, which are the banks, the central banks.
So
they're front men, they're puppets. That's all they are. Until that changes, we can't do anything about it. And if you stand up and you protest, you go to freaking jail forever unless everybody stands up. And we saw that in 2020. You know what I mean? When 1 million people stood up, the rest of America sat there and watched them get persecuted afterwards. So it'll never work unless everybody stands up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy times, man. The world's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yep.
Yeah.
I talked to Louis Gohmert from Texas, the congressman, for about 45 minutes in 2020 out in front of the Philadelphia Convention Center. And I said to him, man, I was sitting in my basement 3 months ago, dude. I said, now I'm out here because they're stealing elections. What are you guys going to do about this? And he had no answer for me, Him, Rudy Giuliani was there, Dan Scavino, Trump's guy. They were all out in front of the convention center. I couldn't even get in the door to say anything to anybody. I was trying to talk to people, saying, "What the hell's going on here?"
Yeah.
PA sent out, I think it was 895,000 or 1.8. They sent out 1.8 million mail-in ballots, right? They got back 2.5. Explain that to me, because I'm a stupid carpenter.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what goes all the way back to what I'm saying. You show up in person, show your ID, show your voter registration. They look you up. If you're not on the list, they got to figure something out. If you're on the list, they hand you a piece of paper and you put an X on the paper and you put it in a box.
I walked up to the voting booth starting in like 2019, and I would show them my license, and they said to me, "You don't need that here." I said, "Well, I want to show it to you anyway. Here it is. This is me." You know what I mean? And they were looking at me like I was stupid.
Problem solved, man.
Yep.
Problem solved. And they get everybody else's guys like me get their moms to count the votes at the end of the day.
I'll tell you what.
Write down the number.
When I had my heart attack in 2020,
I
would have been there January 6th and got locked up with everybody else. I'll tell you that right now. I had my heart attack in December of 2020. I would have been at January 6th. God was looking out for me.
Yeah, there you go. Any rate, on that note, guys, I'm going to punch out here. It's getting close to 9 o'clock, and I'm going to turn into a pumpkin tomorrow morning if I stay up any later. So,
All right, Rox. Been nice chatting with you,
good
buddy.
night. Yeah, it's been great being on the panel and watching you guys panning. Take care, James, and take care, all.
You
And
too,
I'll
brother.
see you when I'm looking at you.
Appreciate you stopping by, my friend.
Cheers, bud. Bye.
Finders keepers. What's going on, brother? We're allowed to talk about politics on my channel, just so you know. You know, it's the way it is. This is America. Oh, look at that. Shiny. Got that shiny in there.
In between your bag and Julie's bag, that's a pretty nice little pile there.
Yeah, it is. America first, finders. I just want to say one more thing about politics. When you ignore politics, you allow tyrants to do their will and their bidding. You know, when you just say, "Ah, well, we'll just have to wait for the next 4 years." You know what I mean? Next 4 years, it'll be better. It'll never get better. You know, you have to pay attention because you're the boss in this country. They aren't the boss. They're your representatives. You know what I'm saying? You have the right in your constitution to restart this government if they're not doing their job.
There we go.
Got a big old pile there.
That was a fun bag. Thank you again, brother.
Not a problem, my friend.
And all the goodies in between both bags. Got some big old chunks of silver in there.
Nice.
That one's really nice.
Yes, sir. I still got a bunch of silver here, too. Absolutely, AJ. You're absolutely right. Got this little carver here. This is a nice little whittling knife. I'm going to make a copy of this.
They call that a sheep's foot.
It's real small. It's called an old timer, but it's for whittling wood. You know what I mean? It's pretty sharp.
Yeah, I was just talking about the tip shape. They call that one a sheep's foot.
I'm not sure, but it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
My back's getting better, so I'm gonna get back to making them couple knives. I sent Wrench his knife the other day. I sent it out to him. I think I did all right for my first one.
Absolutely. I haven't really gotten any time to put any work in any of the blades that I got. I got a bunch that are in process, but it never really occurred to me to run a channel or anything on it. I might put up a couple of my finished ones in the future. but usually I give them away as gifts to everybody. So it's not too serious of a hobby for me or something I do all the time. But I sure do
I
like
can't wait.
messing with metal.
I can't wait to get to work on this, James. Oh yeah, that Damascus steel you sent me.
That was the first real good piece that I got to forge up.
Yeah, made by Mr. James Culver. We're gonna make a nice little chopper. Well,
Good
very
steel.
cool. Ladder Damascus, right?
Yep. 15 and 20 and 1095. Hammer forged together by me.
It's gonna be a nice little piece.
I beat on that piece of steel for probably 3 months.
We'll shape it up for you. I was thinking of putting an edge on it like this, like a little rounded edge here. Cut this off,
Yeah.
and be able to use it for cutting up veggies or whatever. It's gonna be neat. Then he
Little
sent me
mini
this
cleave.
nice piece of wood.
Yeah, my friend actually cut that tree down and milled it himself out of Illinois.
What kind of wood is it again? Maple?
Tiger maple.
Yeah. It's gonna make a nice handle. A couple of them. And then this is the one I'm going to be working on. My hunting knife. It'll be my first hunting knife.
Got a lot of material to move there.
Yeah. I forget what they
You
call
been
the piece. That's I'm gonna grind this down with the belt grinder
Uh-huh.
here and then here and leave that center section that wide and then put the handles in and shape the handles so they're going to be a lot thinner, but it's going to be a full tang knife. It's going to be
And that's
nice.
the 80 CRV2, right?
80 CRV2. Yep.
And that, how's that working that metal? Is that super hard to work on?
It's really tough. So I'm going to anneal it. I was going to do that
Right.
today, but I just didn't get to it. I was cleaning up all day. But I'm going to anneal this first. How you do that is you just put it in the forge, get it cherry red, and then you let it dry on its own. You don't quench it. So that
Yeah.
softens the metal so that you can grind it easier. And then when you harden it again, you heat it up to where it's non-magnetic and it's just above like cherry red. Maybe another 20, 30 seconds after you get it cherry red and you stick a magnet to it. If it's not magnetic, you're in the right heat range, and then you quench it in oil, and that'll harden it back up. So that's how you do that. It's pretty neat, man. I was checking it out. So we're gonna try. This is gonna be my first try for hardening and softening metal. And I'm gonna do this as well. I'm gonna harden this up, you know,
Yeah.
heat it up and quench it when I'm done.
Do you have an oil that you're going to plan on using?
Um, they say you can use cooking oil, so either that or there's some oils that you can buy for quenching, specifically for quenching, and they're not too expensive. So I might get something. Have I ever made a knife with a figure skating blade? No, I haven't. I'm brand new at this, Terry, to be honest with you. Donna said it's called civil discord to have an open discussion, which most people don't get that concept for. You're right, Donna. You know, well, quenching is cooling off, Mark. So basically, what you're doing is you're making it hard again. Like when you heat it up, when you heat it up cherry red and let it cool at room temperature, takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. That moves the molecules around in the metal and makes it softer. So when you quench it, when you take it right out of the heat and dunk it in the oil and dunk it like this, keep moving it, it hardens it back up to its original state, which is, you know what I'm saying, which keeps your blade hard, your edge of your blade hard. So you don't want it soft, you know. So you want your, like, see that little line I got on there? That's my bevel line. So you really want to have this really hard, and then the top you want to have a little soft. So the way you do that would be to put clay on here, put some mud on there, clay. And that'll keep the heat from it getting real hot, and it'll keep it soft up there. That way you're nice flexible. But use that more for swords. But for this, you want to have your blade hard again. So once you soften it up by heating it up and letting it air dry, it makes the metal soft so that you can work it, grind it, do what you got to do, put your edge on it, whatever. But when you're done with that, you want to harden it back up so you don't have to sharpen it every time you use it on something. Like if you were to cut a piece of wood or something, you would have to sharpen the blade every time if it was soft. So you want to harden it back up, and you just get like a jar of oil in like a metal container and stick it in there and dry, cool it off real fast in the oil, and that'll harden the blade back up. So that's what you're doing that for.
There are some people that do use watermark, but you have to be very good at the skill of knowing when and how much of a quench you would leave that blade in there. Because if
Snap.
you, what happens is it gets hot, those molecules move around real fast, and you want to freeze them at a point that they're fairly close back together, but not too far apart, because it becomes a crystalline structure inside the metal. And if it's too much
snap.
crystalline structure, it snaps. So it has to be a controlled amount of cooling down, in a sense. So in a way, it's annealing it from its hardest point, but it's at a temper that is workable, will hold the edge and not shatter.
Yep, like some knives when they're not done right, you stick it in something, you could snap the point off. And if it's not hardened right, cooled right, it'll snap off. So you don't want that. You know, if in other words, if it gets too hard, it'll snap. There's certain temperatures for certain types of metal to harden a knife. Like for this particular one here, you're between 1475 and 1575, 100 degrees. So it's good to have like a thermometer, but you can see it. You can see it. You can use a magnet, and once it's real hot and cherry red, you stick a magnet to it. If it doesn't stick to it, you're in the range, and then you keep doing it. You keep checking it, and as you feel the magnet, it'll get lighter and lighter and lighter. And then when it's not magnetic at all, you need about 30 more seconds in the heat, and then you quench it. So you're close. Some people say to heat your oil up to 120 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always used cutting oil for what
Cutting
I've
oil?
done. Yeah, just a general all-purpose cutting oil, and it's really cheap. And I've always got it up to temperature right at around 120, 130 degrees. And I've had pretty good results with that.
Yeah, and you can take a piece of raw metal and heat it up in your forge and dunk it in there, not your knife blade, just a regular piece of metal, and dunk it in there. And that'll get it up to temperature pretty quick, you know. And then you heat your knife up and put it in there, it's warm, you know. And water could make it too hard, like it could cool it off too fast. That's the difference between the oil and the water. You know,
Yeah, controlled.
I'm still learning though. Like, you know, I keep cutting the shit out of myself too.
As long as you don't lose any digits, keep your material that you're drilling on the drill press tagged down.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna tell you too. There's I got this drill bit from Cornwell Tools. It's called a rescue bit. It's made out of carbide, and it will drill through hardened steel. You have to go slow, but if you're just drilling normal holes, you can get them for various sizes if you're running pins. And if you got a blade that you've already done and some of the temper has gotten into where the handle is, then you can drill through that without the worry of breaking off the bit and still getting a good hole. And it's called a rescue bit, and I got them from Cornwell. They're a little spinny, but they will make your life a lot simpler.
No more drill press problems, bro.
Heck yeah.
You know, I could have lost my thumb. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh wow, that bit you pretty good.
I'm lucky that it only nicked me, and it could have took my thumb off.
I got my thumb back once.
Yeah,
I
it
cut
got the.
this thumb off with a tuna can lid. I tripped and
Yeah,
fell, and it stuck into my chest. And I went to grab it, and I was, oh my God. And I kind of blacked out. My
wow,
thumb was hanging off by a piece of skin.
wow.
When I woke up, it was stitched back on. I was lucky.
Well, when this hit me, I just grabbed it like this. I said, "Oh shit!" And I let it go, and it just bled a little bit, and I just saw that it just got the skin, man, just the thickness of the skin, and I'm like, that'll never happen again. But I enjoy it. I enjoy making the knives, and you know, screwdriver tuning. What's up? Water temp matters depending on density. Temp is less variable with oil. Cool. An education. Cool. I like learning new stuff. Me too, Mark. I mean, it's very interesting, and can do a lot of things, man, with the forge.
So anybody catch what was the final on the score of the Chiefs and Bills?
I didn't.
Chiefs won 27-24.
I was hoping the Bills won. Well, I went 3-1 this weekend, so that's not bad. I picked Green Bay, San Fran, Buffalo, and Detroit.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous to see what Detroit's going to bring San Francisco. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit better than Buffalo.
Have a
So
good
it's
night,
going to be
Mark.
interesting. Mark, thanks for coming, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, I got lucky with this cut here. I'm glad it just nicked me and just got the skin. Prospect Park Police. Oh, wow. Truck hit the bridge. Wow. Busted it up. So I'm going to probably call this one, James.
All right, sounds good, brother. It's fun
Getting
hanging
late.
out.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's pretty cool that you did that bag of mine. 8 people left in chat. WK Prospecting, Brad Hayden, Donna, Swamp Dog, Terry. Appreciate you guys coming up tonight and hanging out with us, checking out the panel. Got a little gold out of that Lucky Strike stuff. It's been a while since I got some gold down there, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to end this one, and we'll see you all next week. All right? PA Patriot out. Later, Swamp.